Okay, so I have a few questions concerning Celeste Rivas Hernandez. As I've mentioned to you guys in my last video, I'm not really going to be discussing D4VD anymore, David, because I do believe that he is energy siphoning all of us. I feel like he is harvesting our energy to make himself more powerful, which I know sounds like a bunch of crazy woo-woo, but realistically, no one knew. There were so many people who didn't even know about this cat last week. And now everybody is talking about him. Everybody's invested in this case. And I know that the case is interesting, it's sad, it's terrible, I understand. But people were doing deep dives and going into his lyrics, and his lyrics are just so dark and weird. And I myself went down the rabbit hole, and I didn't feel right after. I felt drained. I had a headache. I wasn't sleeping well. I was having bad dreams. And then it hit me. This man is siphoning our energy. So I will no longer be talking about David unless there is some kind of a major update or an arrest is made or something like that. But I would also highly recommend anyone who has become invested in this case to kind of take a step back, call back your energy, and protect yourself. Okay, but on to the victim, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, the girl who was reported as missing by her parents, the girl who was only 13 years old at the time of her disappearance, the girl who was so obviously groomed, the girl that was also, this is hard to talk about, I'm sorry, she was found unalived, dismembered, and extremely decomposed in the front trunk compartment of a Tesla that had been abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, a Tesla that had been moved around the Hollywood Hills for months, or at least weeks, that was taken to an impound lot where her body was discovered. And at that time, she was described, before the identification, she was described as a head and a torso. Reports stated that the body was described as around 5 feet 1 inches tall, weighing around 70 pounds, which that's absolutely absurd for a person that should be 5 feet 1 inches tall. But okay, maybe. It was also stated that they was wearing a tube top and black leggings. Where did the black leggings come from if there was nothing in that front aside from a head and a torso? Just some questions to ask yourself. But yeah, I will no longer be really speaking of D4VD or investigating him personally unless there's just some kind of a major update, because there's just something about the whole situation that feels dark. His lyrics are dark and spooky. Just, he is a creepy guy, and after investigating him, like I said, I felt so drained. I felt like garbage. So if you're feeling like that, take a step back and call back your energy. And aside from the absolutely evil, horrendous, brutal unaliving of a teenage girl, I feel like there is some kind of dark, demonic energy at play that just revolves around all of this. If you guys understand what I'm saying, that's fantastic. If you don't, hopefully you don't have to.